Steel City might be most associated with this legendary NFL franchise, but people here in Pittsburgh know that the ties to the Panthers run deep. Glad to have you with us here at Acrisure Stadium, home to the Pittsburgh Panthers. Today, we have one of those games that tests your focus. Top 25 team against an unranked opponent. Can you take care of business? As we'll see a squad from the SEC, the Mississippi State Bulldogs, taking on the 12th ranked team in the land, the Pittsburgh Panthers. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. Mississippi State about to boot it away as we start the festivities. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. First down here for the offense. Give to the running back. Got room at the 35. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down.
You don't always have to run the sexy plays, right? It doesn't have to always be up-tempo and fast and spread and doing all this stuff. Sometimes you just lower your shoulder. Sometimes you just run powerfully. You get the first down, and that's all that matters.
They're getting this guy lathered up. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming. There's always that issue of conference pride, keeping up, or proving your worth on this stage, and the ACC loves to get a chance at the SEC to do just that.
And these kids grow up in the same area. And you don't think the ACC teams hear all the time, SEC, about the dominance, the draft picks, all the stuff that goes with it. It definitely adds some of that fire. It makes you want to beat them more. I love these big-time games.
Yeah, they really do, David. And I think this is one of those games where if you're the ACC team and your players in that locker room, you've had this game circled all off-season. This game is your opportunity to prove, not just to your conference, not just to the SEC, but to everybody in college football, just how good you are as a team and how good your conference is.
Now trying to keep this drive alive on 3rd and long from the 45. Quarterback will audible. On 3rd and long, trying to convert through the air. And he reels it in inside the 30. And the tackle is made, but not before that completion gets them 30+. The Panthers are marching down the field. With jet sweep pass. Got some room headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Panthers! And they made it to the house when they found that 6 points waiting on them. You want to talk about a great way to start the game and set the tone early.
It's so nice to have a quarterback just get himself into the game, get himself established. You make a couple throws, you lead your offense down the field, you score right off the bat. Could not have been a better start for that QB.
And they did tack on the extra point. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Here comes the offense on 1st down. Leaves it with the back. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1. Mississippi State right back to the line. He's back to throw on second down. And the catch along the sideline will come up a little short of the first down.
Really good offenses are able to attack short. You've got to be able to attack the whole field to make you honor that underneath part, then the intermediate part, and then you take shots down the field. This will loosen up some shots for later in the game.
It'll be 3rd and short from their own 33. They'll try to run for it. He'll be stopped short, picks up 1, but they're facing 4th and 1.
This is an interesting decision now for the head coach. You're trailing very early in the game. There's a lot of football left. But you're in a situation where you could go for it here and try and answer after your defense gave up that touchdown on the opening drive.
Down a touchdown right out of the chute. They'll try to keep their first drive alive by converting on 4th down from their own territory. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Brings it in down the left side. Well, they just drained all the suspense out of the 4th down conversion, moving the chains easily. The Bulldogs with the 1st and 10. You want to talk about converting a 4th down in style with a whole lot extra, David.
How about it? Clutch mode. 4th down time. You only need a little, but he pushes the ball way down the field. He believes in his guy, makes the play, gets the big first down.
Just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
The lost yardage leaves them with 2nd and 11. He's looking to throw. He's right on target. They make the stop after the catch, and still some work to do to pick up that first down. In the red area, it's Davis. And he's knocked down, but not before moving the chains.
This offense knew coming into this one, guys, how important it was to start early. And on this opening drive for them, they're doing a nice job running the football. They're on 3rd down. They're in a position on the field now. If you're on defense, you got to be ready for a shot throw into the end zone.
He wants to throw. Quarterback moving. And he just chucks it into the 4th row.
Know the situation, know the game of football, right? When I start to get outside the pocket, I don't see anything there. I can throw the ball away. I don't have to take a sack, get a lost yardage play. I can just throw the ball out of bounds as long as it passes the line of scrimmage. We go on to the next down. No harm, no foul.
It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. On 2nd down, looking again to throw. Moves away as he feels pressure. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming. After that last one, they're staring at a 2nd and long. 1st down marker just short of the goal line. Snap it to the back. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
And this running back is so dangerous down close to the end zone. He's got wiggle, he's got great vision and burst, and he showed all of those attributes right there.
And he tacks on the extra point. So that was a 10-play, 75-yard drive. And the capper on that drive, the 10-yard touchdown run. The Pitt offense back on the field and ready to roll. Now they need to put something together to answer that last score.
There's a lot of pressure, too, on this offense to have to execute at a high level. They've got to score points there, but they can't go too fast because their defense right now is tied.
And I think that's the difficulty being a play caller. Like, I have to balance all of those things. My defense is a little bit tired. I can't put on the field, but I got to be aggressive because this is a back-and-forth type game, so a lot to process and think about.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Looking to pass on second down. Caught. At the 40, there he goes. And they'll move the chains, and a good way to wrap up the first quarter. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Here we go. Razor. Looking for space. It's Scott. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. They tried to get the defense going the wrong way with the counter, but nothing doing.
Aggressive defense, attacking defense. You want to hit them with those counters, but it wasn't successful in this play. Defensive line, linebackers, everybody's dialed in. They see what's going on. They diagnose it, go downhill, hit them right in the middle of the field.
Wants to throw on second down. Fires on the move. It's caught downfield. Let me tell you, this senior quarterback can flat fit it in a tight window.
And you see so many smart wide receivers, so many smart tight ends nowadays that they know where the holes in those zones are, and they work with their quarterback, and they find them, and they sit down in them and make big plays. It's tough to sit back in zone against such smart players nowadays.
Ball is free. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover.
Dream about those big hits. You work hard on it in practice, closing space, getting close, and just sticking that guy and causing the fumble.
He spun that wheel of fortune by challenging the call, and it does not go his way, and he loses the timeout. Using his legs to buy some time. He's going to run it. They get him on the ground, didn't see anything downfield, but made a little something out of it.
Well, you're making a positive out of a negative. And that time, quarterback, nice job buying time. He's trying to throw the football downfield. Nothing there, so instead of throwing it away, getting the incomplete, just get what you can get and make this next down more manageable.
They'll try the run. And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain.
Man, that D-tackle is a freak athlete. Did you see him come out of his stance and beat the offensive lineman, getting to the running back? Cat-like quickness.
Third and short now. They snap it from their own 46. From the gun, wants to pass. Makes his connection. Nice job to pick up the first down, and they'll spot it at the 42. Mississippi State going up-tempo. Precision, execution, and timing to pick up the first down on the out route.
I think you're spot on. Those out routes, man, it's got to be about time. You got to throw that football before he breaks. Nice job seeing it. Short yard situation, throwing the ball on the money so the receiver can get upfield and get the first down.
Fast motion from the offense. Keeps the legs moving. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Keeps it on the bootleg, looking to throw. Gets rid of it. He's got it. He's run out of bounds after the big gain, and they are in business. First and goal. Off the bootleg and rolling out. He makes a catch in the end zone. Touchdown, Mississippi State.
And how about this play by the offense? First and goal from the 1-yard line. Everything says it's going to be a run. It's going to be a run. Nice job by the offense. A little sleight of hand, throwing the football, getting the touchdown.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, right back to your game after we update the nation on this one. UCF pulled into town on a mission, and they're hightailing it out of here with a huge win. Veni, Vidi, Vici. I came, I saw, I conquered. And that's precisely what the Knights did. The circle of life in college football, where one team moves on feeling like kings, and the other heads home licking its wounds.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. He's looking to throw it. Fired that thing out in a heartbeat, but it's incomplete. After the quarterback and receiver couldn't connect, it's 2nd and 10. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Flushed out of the pocket. He's looking on the right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Going for broke on 2nd down, but 3rd down's coming up.
And listen, as a quarterback, you're trying to find the matchup, trying to find who's open. I don't know if anybody was open, but that was not a greatly thrown football. I don't know if it was miscommunication, but the ball thrown out of bounds, and just on to the next down.
Linebackers shuffling around, trying to keep the quarterback from getting a read. Pulls it in. It's Renfro. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a 1st down. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we have ourselves a ball game, and they have a chance to take the lead here before the half. Pittsburgh going to work with a fresh set of downs. They'll throw it on 1st down. Fires into traffic, picked off. Couldn't find a ton of room on that return to that small change. They take over at the 43.
See, not all linebackers are just big meatheads, right, that come downhill and hit you in the mouth. What a good job of understanding. It's a passing situation. I drop back. I see it. I break on the football in zone coverage. Give me that rock.
This quarterback part of their running game. On the run, and he'll slide to avoid the hit. A nifty pickup there.
You know, you talk so much about QBs, right? And having to make really good decisions. There's a great example. He didn't see anybody open downfield. He didn't hesitate for 1 second. He put his head down, and he took off and went running and generated an explosive play for the offense.
Got 5 wideouts spread across the field on 2nd and 5. He's looking to throw. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away.
Good job on defense, getting a hand on it, tipping it up in the air. They weren't able to pick it off, but they do force the incompletion.
Ball at the 38. The defense will try to get a stop on 3rd and short. From the gun, wants to pass. Lofts one high and deep. Fires the pass, intercepted. He'll try to take it back. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position.
And that's why as quarterbacks, you cannot telegraph the pass. You cannot stare down your receivers because these defenders, they're watching. And that defender knew exactly where the QB was going with that football, and that's why he picked it off.
Knew where he wanted to go with it, but couldn't find his target. It's incomplete.
And you see those balls in practice sometimes. They're just off the mark. And you don't know how to control it. You don't know what goes wrong. But sometimes QBs miss, and it's an incompletion.
They'll try again on 2nd down after the incompletion. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. He's going to pass on 2nd down. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be third down.
Well, the quarterback knew he wanted to go to his tight end on that play. He's a big physical target, but it was the hit on the play that forced the incompletion.
Somebody needs to make a play here. It's third and long from the 26. From the gun, wants to pass. Moving out of the pocket. He'll fire to his right. It's complete. A huge pickup. It's a first down. They'll stop the clock and reset the chains. Offense up tempo. Wide out in motion. Quick pass on the jet motion. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. Second down coming up. He's looking to throw. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
Doesn't take this defense a lot of time to get to the quarterback, man. They've got speed all over the place. They hit him so quickly, and because of that, the ball falls incomplete.
They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Quickly complete. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. A field goal attempt from here would just be 48 yards, but they'll try to move the chains on fourth down and short. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Takes a shot as he throws, and it never had a chance. Incomplete.
Nice job by the defense. Great pass defense, getting in the lanes, doing a really good job understanding they were going to throw the football in this fourth down. They played it well. Incomplete pass. Defense turns to offense.
They'll crank up this drive with the pass. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. They'll try to get on the same page this time. 2nd and 10 from the 31.
Well, you got to love that if you're on defense, because you were able to affect the quarterback with pressure, and you only rushed 3 guys. Well done.
And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making the good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
On third and short, they'll try to pick it up with the pass. Got his man quickly. He's run out of bounds, but he's got enough to move the sticks.
This guy's done a lot of good things early this year throwing the football. With that last completion, that now takes him over 1,000 yards passing for the year.
Running out of time here in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. He'll come out throwing on first down. And he'll pull it in inside the 20. And he takes it all the way. They couldn't stop him. Touchdown, Bulldogs! Look, it's still early, but we have some real distance being put on the scoreboard right now.
You do. It's early, but you got to find something positive. Right now, everything going in the other direction. So how are you going to respond when you've been hit in the mouth early in this football game? Got to find something positive quick.
He'll call for the fair catch here. Just enough time to get off one final play of the half. They'll throw it on first down. Fires to the wideout. Makes the grab. And he breaks into the open. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Pitt. And once he found daylight, it was Katie bar the door, baby.
Man, what a Great job by this offense finishing the half. It wasn't perfect. You're still trailing, but now you've cut that lead to a one-score game. Now in the second half, we can come out, make some things happen. We just created some big momentum for this offense. Now we take it into halftime.
And the kick is good, but there is a penalty flag because he paid for making that kick. I think they're going to get him for roughing the kicker. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. Kickoff team has the ball teed up, and they're about ready to go. And he'll return it and try to get behind his blockers. Good job by the coverage unit to put a stop to that return. Offense set on first down. They keep it on the ground to open the third. He showed it all there. A little elusiveness, a little power, and he's got the first down. Mississippi State right back to the line. The give to the fullback. Really nice job to squirt his way up to the 31-yard line. They get to the line quickly. He's looking for a man on second down. He's going to let one fly down the middle. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a third down.
Smart offensive coordinators, they're going to throw deep balls, especially those 50-50 balls you hear about all the time. My wide receiver is better than your DB. Not on this play.
Couldn't find his man last time. That leaves him with a 3rd and 6. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the wideout. Finds a man on the left. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. And the Bulldogs are on the move.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
And with this place rocking, the crowd forces a false start. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. The offense set for a first down play. The give to the running back from the shotgun. And you want to talk about gang tackling. Everybody on the defense run to the ball. This offense has a second down play. Direct snap. Got enough for the first down. Nothing but green ahead. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Mississippi State.
Huge play. It's so nice to have guys that can create these explosive plays like this. You hand it to him, he can do the rest. Look at the speed. Look at the elusiveness. Get into the end zone. Nice run.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Terrific showdown this week, guys. Let's take a look at what's going on. San Jose State is putting on an offensive clinic. They built a big lead, and this one is approaching blowout territory. They're up by 24 over Fresno State. Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business. Gentlemen?
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. The Pittsburgh offense is back on the field. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point of the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great, so I know offensively I got to put some good possessions together here, make something happen on the side of the football.
Good job by the receiver there not to run into coverage, but to find a spot that the quarterback can throw in the ball.
Yeah, on those types of routes, Reese, they say if you're looking, you're booking. So if that's man coverage, the receiver's staring at the quarterback all the way across the field. That time, the receiver didn't give the quarterback his eyes, so they were on the same page. They both knew it was zone, and they executed that perfectly.
After the 9-yard pickup on first down, here's 2nd and 1. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. On 2nd down, he'll fire. Quarterback strolling away from Heat. Turns and fires a risky pass back to the right. And he's got it at the tag. And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes the stop. Pitt coming to the line after getting another first down. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Comes out throwing on first down. He caught it. They go up top to get it down to the 5-yard line as they try to pay off this drive. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of Pater.
I think it would be great if this offense leaned on the run game more in the red zone. Leaned on their back, man. Give it to him. Let him do his thing. He hadn't even gotten the end zone yet this season, so love to see him get that opportunity to maybe punch one in here.
On 3rd and short, the run and looking for the first down. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Panthers. Sometimes we ask coaches about halftime adjustments, and they go blah, 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 blah. I mean, sometimes they make some good ones.
Sometimes that blah, 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 blah actually works, but it's working now. But it might be too little too late. At least you got the party started.
Fair catch, called for and made. Here comes the Mississippi State offense, ready to attack. There wasn't much need to throw it around on that last drive for the touchdown, Jesse. They got it done running the ball.
And, David, I don't think you have to overthink this thing. If they can't stop you running it, why would you stop handing it off? Just keep at it here on this drive.
Well, and if I'm the defense, I'm making some changes. I'm bringing in more big bodies. I'm playing more aggressive towards the line of scrimmage. I am not going to let them have that kind of drive again.
Leaves it with the running back. And they'll get it to the 39-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
It's a nice run there to get the first down. I got to tell you, I'm impressed with the stable of backs and the weapons this offense has. A lot of different guys can touch the football in a variety of ways, but they've been running it very, very well in this game so far.
As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. pulls and throws off the RPO. And they get him on the ground, and that'll probably do it for the third quarter. Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. Motion from the offense. Touch pass on the run. Inside the 45. And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end.
I love this play call. You want to get your playmakers the football in space. What a creative way. This little kind of push pass by the quarterback. Get into the receiver's hands quickly and let him go make yards.
Mississippi State really efficient on offense right now. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. Determined effort to pick up 6 and get it inside the red zone and down to the 16.
You got to give the coaching staff credit because they really do focus all season long on situational football. With the lead late in the game, if we're on offense, we're trying to stay in bounds. We're trying to bleed the clock. And after ripping off a really nice run, that guy knew, I've got to get down. I cannot get pushed out of bounds, cannot get tackled out of bounds. Really, really nice job.
Six-yard pickup on first down leaves them with 2nd and 4. Wide receiver shows motion. And they'll bring him down, but not before he picks up the first down. So this offense has the lead. They have the ball. They have the clock on their side and a chance perhaps to put it out of reach. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Wide receiver's going to get a shot at it on 1st and goal. A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior.
A lot of guys on defense playing really well with their eyes right now. They were not fooled by that jet sweep.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Moving the running back, trying to get the D to tip its hand. Relentless, tough running, gets it down to the 4. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. If they can get it in here, we could have a thrilling end to this game. It is 3rd and goal. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
And it's been a struggle for the run game for this offense. Man, this is something they hang their hat on. You saw last week, you saw the highlights, and just give it to the running back. Let him do his thing. Haven't been able to get him going. I don't know what's going on, but they got to find a way to get their talented back some space so he can make some plays.
Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. And now on 4th down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot. He got it. And now the lead is extended a little further. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, let's get you up to speed on what's going down in this fun college football game today. San Jose State is putting on an offensive clinic. They've built a big lead, and this one is approaching blowout territory. They're up by 21 over Fresno State. Your boy KC has you covered here in studio, guys, in case anything changes in this one.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. Going deep. Snags it on the right. And he's running in the open. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. And once he got loose, it was all over. They'll try to tack one more on their score. And with the extra point, they draw closer. It's 31-28. They got the touchdown they needed. Now trailing by a field goal, they'll line up for the onside kick. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. They got the touchdown they needed. Now trailing by a field goal, they'll line up for the onside kick. And in that scramble, they're going to come out of there with the football, and they get the onside kick and take possession right back. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. First down for this offense. Motion by the back forces the defense to adjust. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
And a lot of times when you blitz that linebacker, it's about timing. You don't show your hand. When he gets up to the line of scrimmage, gets right through the line, makes the tackle for a loss.
And as soon as the running back gets the football, he's got a face full of linebacker.
Not much you can do there. Like, you got to have a little better block. You got to identify that blitz a little bit faster by the offensive line.
That penalty moves the ball back 10 yards. We'll replay the down. They'll line up for a second down play. On the ground, trying to pull the plug on this clock. And they swarm him under.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if the offense was going to be able to dig themselves out of this hole, but on second in California, they dial up the running play, now setting up third and short.
Defense trying to come up with a stop on third and short from the 37. Trying to pick it up on the ground. Third down conversions are huge, and they've got one, and they're at the 35.
Yeah, a nice job dialing up that short yardage situation play call there, David. They needed 1 yard, and they picked up 2.
Yeah, great job up front. Great job by the back knowing where they need to go. Nice having a hole you can get through and not have to just do it all on your own.
And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop. So after stumbling around a bit earlier this season, they put together 3 consecutive wins and seem to have righted the ship.
Dang right. How do you handle adversity? Every coach talks about that. They dealt with it now. They got the loss. They had a little bit of struggle early in the season. What do? You respond by putting a winning streak together, gaining some momentum as the season closes.
And sometimes the good thing about losing games early is that you know you're not perfect. You have to come out. You've got to bring your A game to the park each and every week, and that's what we've seen from this team now recently. They've got tremendous players, they've got an outstanding coaching staff. When they put it all together and they play with great effort, this team's tough to beat.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.